If you guys want to hear the unfiltered truth of how to get fit, how to do well in business, how to be successful in your relationship, and just how to be an overall success in your life, subscribe to the podcast. Hit the subscribe button down below. Also, hit the reminders tab so you can get reminders every time a podcast gets uploaded. Welcome to another episode of Unfiltered and Elevated, where we dive deep into the stories of major success, struggles, failures, and how to achieve maximum happiness. Today, we are honored to have Christian Maldonado, a true pioneer in the fitness and personal development world. Christian Maldonado, the visionary founder of Centenario Fitness, from Northern California to Michoacan and Jalisco. Today, we peel back the layers of his journey, exploring the unfiltered realities behind building a legacy, nurturing unwavering belief in oneself, and the pursuit of excellence in every facet of life. So welcome, Christian. Today's podcast is sponsored by Vino Design Build, the #1 design and build construction company in Napa County and Sonoma County. If you guys would like more information on where to find them, you go to www.vinodesignbuild.com and book a service with them.
Yes, sir. So I'm Christian. I'm a NASM CPT and nutrition coach. I'm the founder of Centenario Fitness and Nutrition, LLC, and also just Centenario Fitness. That's my handle on Instagram. And basically, I just started coaching about a year ago. It's about to be exactly a year in 4 days actually, February 19th. An online trainer, and just my roots in entrepreneurship, they go back to, I'd say, when I was a teenager, like 16 years old. Started training one of my friends, just helped him lose like 24 pounds, and I was just on my grind, and I was like, hey bro, why don't you come with me, like I'll help you out and stuff. And then from that day forward, I helped him. He dropped a bunch of weight. I'd watch his food. Like, we would hang out in the same social group, and I'd be like, hey bro, I break, don't eat that. If you're gonna go to the cafeteria, get this instead of that. And he just made those little changes. Started training another one of my cousins, and just went from there. And then basically a year ago is when I started like my business, and everything just super formal, opened it up to other people to get clients. And yeah, so just came back full circle and just been hitting the gym all throughout that time from senior year until now.
What do you think the most important thing to get someone from super unfit? It takes serious discipline to be fit and to be nutritious and to be on top of all your requirements to get there. Yeah. What do you think is that shift that people need to make in their mindset to get there?
Yeah, I'd say typically it's something that happens to them. So like actually with me, it's not that I was super consistent with the gym all throughout that time, because there was a time, senior year of high school, one of my cousins, he died, and there was like, it was an alcohol related thing, bad social group kind of thing, and that just completely destroyed me, and it had me down. So I was in great shape, and then out of nowhere I just let myself go, and it took me into really deep depression. I would play basketball while I was in college in San Francisco, and then my uncle died, and that threw me off even worse. And eventually, just at a certain point, I was puking because I was just eating like old deli sandwiches, like whatever that tasted good, I would eat, and then eventually it just became too much. I was super obese, and one night I just puked everywhere in my parents' bathroom. I was like, yo, I can't be waking them up. And then eventually my brother came downstairs, and I was like, it's enough. Like, I can't be a liability on my family anymore. And then from there on, that made me change, because even between that time, there was little times where I'd read something like an inspirational quote, and I was like, oh, my mindset's different. But it wasn't different until I really hit that low point where I was like, man, this is too much. So I'd say it's not necessarily that people make a shift just out of the blue. It's usually something crazy happens to them. Maybe you're in the middle of that deep depression, so you might not be able to see it, but then that's where a good coach comes into play, and they're like, hey, I think the reason that you haven't been able to stick to anything is because you're still feeling pain from event X or event Y, and this is how we're going to tap into it, and let's use it as fuel. And that's why I always talk about like building people, breaking curses. That's one of the things that sometimes people will be in the middle of a generational curse and all the bad things that are going on. And I know that you're attaching it to your identity, but no, that's where you're going to get your power from. Like the deepest roots, like a tree can't grow to heaven without its roots stretching down to hell. So I think it's just a matter of seeing what hell have you gone through and just using that. I think it's that. It's not necessarily like a quote or a certain outer world strategy. It's just a matter of looking inward and then just tapping in with what's hurt you, and then using that to grow. So I think that's what leads to change.
It's like hitting that rock bottom point, or someone to finally realize it's just time. And I feel like most people, you try to help them out, and you're like, hey, let's go to the gym, you're out of shape, or you don't eat clean, and it's just like a block. They block you. It's like the fence. And once you just, what, just let me know when you're ready, then they go through things that I think they hit that rock bottom point, or they finally realize, like, what, it's time. And they have to decide that for their own, because no matter how much you show them, like, the proof, like how easy it is, how they can accomplish it, it's like they're not going to go until they decide to go.
Yeah.
And that's what I noticed. And like recently, I didn't hear a rock bottom point, but what happened with me was I got comfortable. So I got comfortable and not really focusing on my health. So I started just eating, drinking beer, and not eating very clean. And it wasn't until I went to a personal development seminar. It was called Driven.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there, and being surrounded by everyone there, everyone was fit, or at least the high level performers.
Yeah.
They were super fit, super motivated. And something clicked in my mind where I was like, wait, why am I not like that? Why am I not fit? And like, why am I eating so unhealthy? And that was my turning point, that in my brain shifted. Like, I've always had this personal development growth path, but like you get comfortable, like you start making money, and then it's like, all right, like you're good. But it takes like something like that to get, you have to be around people that are way above you, so that you remember, wait a minute, I have a lot to go.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened with me, that I was like, what, I need to up my game. I need to, step it up.
Yeah.
And so when I came back, I started just getting really focused on my fitness, on my health, on my mindset again. Then it's you just get caught up in a cycle of business. Then you forget that you still need to work on your personal development. And I did the 75 hard program. And then from there, dude, I lost 22 pounds in 75 days. And I literally just 3 weeks ago, I just finished that program.
Yeah, that's solid.
What would you tell someone that is having a really hard time to make that mindset shift into, from like negative state, or just not wanting to do anything with fitness? Maybe they're in a depressive state or have something going on in their mind. What would you do to help that person get to the next step?
First things first, just always just eliminate the distractions and stop looking at the polished version of everybody else's life, like on Instagram. Just put that down, go outside and start moving a little bit. Because a lot of people, when they're in depression, they just want to stay inside. They want to stay under the covers, and that just makes things worse. We're meant to move. And if you just go outside and don't even hold yourself to a giant standard, don't even say, dang, how come I can't bench press 2-3 plates, or how come I can't run a mile in under 5 minutes? Just go outside and go for a mile long walk and think to yourself, like, what got me here? Like, why did I lose? Why am I in this state of depression, or whatever it is? Reflect on it, keep track of how much you walked, and then the next day just walk a little bit more. You can, if you want a fixed number, just do 25% more. Walk a mile and plus a mile and 1/4, and go from there, and then improve from there. By then you're going to start to get some clarity on why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and you're in the habit of doing some sort of exercise. So then you're like, hey, maybe I want to try push-ups today. I haven't done push-ups since high school. Let me see. I used to be able to bust out 20. Let's see if I can bust out 25 today. And then you're right there, you're at 18, and you're like, man, so close, 2 more. And then you come back the next day and back at it. What I'm saying? Now you got a new number to beat, and just starting small and just getting 1% better, and then never getting worse.
What do you think makes people be in those places, be so unhealthy? Dude, we have so much information right now, and you have a phone that can tell you the answer to anything you ask. And sometimes I think, like, why are people so unfit? I don't get it. With all the information we have, you need to realize that if you're unhealthy, you're cutting your life short.
Yeah.
You're purposely at that point, and I understand there's people that have diseases and maybe they can't be optimally fit because of some genetic thing that they have going on in their life. But what do you think is the reason why people are just so unfit? Like, why, or not in that health-driven mindset?
Yeah, I think it really depends on the person. I think if someone's going through some sort of trauma, it's just lack of clarity, too much, and I think it's really just that, and the fact that maybe they feel ashamed of what they're going through. Like, their people will be ashamed of their situation if they don't have a lot of money or something like that. They're gonna try to like compensate and get like act out a little bit, and they'll just find themselves in situations where they're like, hey, this isn't really me. So then they'll go home and they'll just feel bad about what they did. They'll probably wash it down with alcohol, with sweets. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a void they want to fill, and instead of filling it the right way, like being like purpose driven, like working on a business, on their bodies or whatever it is, hanging out with the family, it's easier to just down a couple beers. So I think that's one of the reasons, is they just have a void to fill, and they just fill it the wrong way. And then the other one is just like with people that I guess are more in like the entrepreneurship world, or people who already have like stable careers. They just, sometimes it's ego, but a lot of the times too it's information overload, because like you said, there is so much information and people are like, should I do keto, should I do this, I'm gonna have just a little bit of alcohol, oh I heard it's good to be balanced and this and that. And then it's just too many chefs in the kitchen. So it's hard, because also you got to have the right recipe and the right chef for it. I'm saying, because some people will be like, oh, I want to be lean, but I want to be toned, I want to be strong, and then they'll just eat like a rabbit and starve themselves, and they'll just cycle all day, and then they're like, wait, what the hell, where are my muscles at? And it's like, bro, you haven't been strength training. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just information overload for the people who are already just in their, off in their career, things like that. They're booking the wrong flight. You know what I'm saying? I think it's that.
And it's also, I'm a big believer in who you surround yourself with is one of the major reasons why you end up where you end up. If you surround yourself with people that are unfit, that drink beer, that don't care about their health, that's, that's all you know, and that's all you talk to every day. Like, that's why you end up there.
Yeah.
It takes that fit person to tell you, like, hey, you want to go to the gym, or let's go check this out. And that triggers like that whole reaction. And then what I've realized is that you have an identity that's attached to the group of people you're around. So when you become the different identity that you set to, like, now you're not the unfit Christian.
Yeah.
Now it's like a fit Christian, and it's hard for your mindset, I think, to get that to shift to, this is the fit Christian now. I don't hang out with, I'm not that other Christian anymore. And it's like that battle, I think, that I've realized a lot of people go through. It's really hard to understand this because it's like something very deep in psychology that I think people don't realize they go through. But I know because I've gone through it. And I think everyone goes through it as they grow and mature and change personalities and hang out with different people. But it's that identity. What do you think makes people keep holding on to that old self?
Like the people themselves, like the people who they are around, they want to keep dragging them down and things like that. And I think that's basically the main reason. It's just the other people. They're listening to other people and they're letting it bleed in. And that's such a like important piece, the whole identity thing. Because even recently, one of my clients, Armando, so he burned 50 pounds of fat in less than 6 months. And he was traveling all over the world. He went to Paris, Mexico. He owns Gray's Provisions. I don't know if they've done any charcuteries for you here around town, but he's like the charcuterie king. So he's around all this great food. But like on coaching calls, I'd be like, hey, Armando, like, you're fit. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be like we'd go over the X's and O's and go over what he has to do with his macros this week and the workouts and what he's improving on. But then at the end, it'd be like, Armando, you're fit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like even recently, he burned 36 pounds, and that was already a drastic change. I'm like, man, you're changing your life. Like, we're gonna start lifting like just a 25-year-old just trying to get jacked. You know what I'm saying? Because you're jacked. Like, and then he burned 50 pounds. I was like, Armando, you are fit. And, you know what I'm saying, now he's just rolling like even harder, just super dialed in. Again, what's going to help him stay there is not just the work that he's put in, but also obviously the help from everyone in the group too, being like, dang, Armando, like, you burned 50 pounds of fat. Like, dang, you look amazing. And everyone just being like, yo, what happened? Like, you look so great. So then it's like his circle changed. Now it's like everyone telling him like, hey, you're fit, as opposed to being like, hey, this fool thinks he's gonna get a six-pack. Hey, this fool thinks, hey, bro, when are we gonna smash the Ronas like we used to, and things like that. And I've been through it too, so now that's why I'm in a good position to coach on that, because I've been that person where, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to like burn fat and go from obese to in shape, and people are telling me like, like, you're gonna go back to doing that, bro. What are you gonna do when there's Cheetos? What are you gonna do when you go to Mexico? And just hearing it from everyone around me in class to family members here, family members in Mexico, and just being able to break that is huge. And it's typically the environment, the people themselves, but I think that's why you have to have a lot of conviction. Even like in the intro packet that I sent out to clients, that's one of the four pillars is conviction. And I think the exact way that I phrase it is, when goals that are valued more than opinions will always become a reality. Because if you value the opinion of someone else more than your own goals, like you're toast. Like your goals are toast, bro. Because at that point you can be like, oh bro, like what are you drinking, like that looks like piss or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you don't want to bring your little like healthy juice anymore, and like you go back to just the Rona or whatever, like, oh, that, like, why are you eating a little plant for or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or like, man, that chicken's half alive, like what are you doing? And it's like people just feed into that, and then they get insecure about their lunch and they go back to just eating pizza with everybody else. So that's why you've got to have that strong conviction and just be able to hold it down. Like when people are giving you backhanded compliments or just straight up trying to drag you down, it's like you've got to stick to your goal.
I've realized that a lot of people, like, and the people that are not fit are mainly like that.
Yeah.
You know, because someone that's fit, someone that has the right mindset would never make fun of you for doing things that are, you know, to improve yourself. That goes back to, again, like the group you surround yourself with. When you get a client, what's your process to transform that person? Like, where do you start? What are some steps that you take to transform this person's life?
Yes, hey, first of all, just like establishing the ground rules for the program and just like how I coach. Earlier, we're talking about the too many chefs in the kitchen and the different styles. It's like just giving them my style and making sure that they know what they're getting themselves into. So now just letting them know, hey, you're gonna be sober. You know what I'm saying? There's just no way around it. You're gonna be sober. You're gonna start your streak on Training Horizon. We're gonna check it in, and the accountability chat. Everyone's gonna see it, and it's okay. We'll go from there. And then it's like, all right, if we're gonna check in every single day, Monday through Friday on your workouts, and you're going to complete your assigned workout, your assigned macros, and you're not going to deviate from the exact meal plan that I gave you for 3 weeks. After that, I'll teach you how to do if it fits, but I need to see that you're disciplined enough to stick to this exact meal plan for 21 days, and then that'll show me that, hey, I can teach him how to do this and be fit forever and not just 90 days. So those are basically the two biggest ones. I'd say just establishing the ground rules, letting them know like my style of coaching, and then telling him like establishing the sobriety, showing up every single day, and then just hitting that perfect meal plan for 21 days. And that shows you like, all right, like this person's serious. And then for themselves too, they're proving to themselves that they're serious. And again, the identity change that we were talking about earlier, they're making that identity change. If before they're like, I can't stick to anything for more than 3 days, now they're like, damn, 21 days on like a perfect meal plan, and I'm sober, and I've gone to the gym every single day. Like it's a completely different ballgame. And then by then they just rolling. The identity change is done after those 3 weeks. Because again, I have people who have always maybe just worked out and stuff, but they've never had abs, and now they're literally 21 days in and they're like, dude, I can see abs. And I'm yeah, that's what happens when you're just all the way dialed in, you know what I'm saying? Basically just giving them assignments to make sure that they can change their identity, and then everything else just takes care of itself. And just taking care of the, like, you've ever heard of like the 80-20 principle? Basically the same thing. Pareto's principle, right? That's what it's called. Yeah, exactly. Just it's the same thing. Just the sobriety is, if they're sober, they're showing up, and they've align themselves with the fact that they are disciplined and can stick to something for more than 3 days, then everything else is just gonna take care of itself. Every macro adjustment, every additional exercise, or any intensity increase in exercise is gonna be taken care of by then.
If I have a friend that's really unfit or not healthy, what's your recommendation to get them to that next step for me to, or for them to be towards that path of health and fitness?
Yeah, I'd say don't be so confrontational and treat it like an intervention. Hey, bro, we gotta get your life together or anything like that. Just like they say, put the medicine in the candy, and just tell them like, hey, I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna go hang out with an old friend from high school that we both know. Like, you want to come through? And just make it very casual, and just have them take that first step. Probably people tend to respond to that a lot better. Like if it's more of like an invitation as opposed to like a demand, like people are going to respond to that way better. And then, I mean, they'll like it. It's hard to not like going to the gym and getting active and just, socializing with different people. So if they go and they take that first step, then it's just a matter of just continuing to invite them and, make it their choice. Make it their choice. Don't just come in like making a demand like, hey, you should go to the gym. And, I'm saying, like, you're letting yourself go. Like, let's go. It's just more of making it their choice, and just having them, lead themselves in a way as well. I think that's going to be more effective for the long run, and they'll stick to it.
And I always thought about if you're giving someone all the help, you're connecting them, and I think it's that point where they start going. I think it becomes an addiction once you see results, when you feel good, your body just starts, I think, realizing like, all right, I need to start going to the gym more.
Yeah.
And when you, because that's what happened to me when I started, then I would start feeling like, oh, I need to go. Like now I need to go.
Yeah.
And then it just became an addiction now, and that's why I go to the gym once, twice a day sometimes.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the podcast, Christian. Is there anything else you'd like to let people know, where to find you, and how to get your services?
You can find me if you're on Instagram, Centenario Fitness, and if you're just looking to hop on a program or anything, you can go straight to my website, centenariofitness.com.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you and having you on our podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate